and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world, and welcome to yet another transfer video for you guys tonight. But we do have some very important news concerning, of course, Neco Williams and Nottingham Forest having a deal agreed between both Forest and Liverpool. We'll talk all the details about that, and of course Joe Gomez getting a new deal until 2027. Yes, the Reds are firmly stocked up now on contracts, and we're just keeping on going by the looks of things. And we'll talk all about all the news concerning Joe Gomez and his new deal as well. Anyway, but guys, let me know how all of you are in the chat. Let me know, your thoughts on both stories tonight as well. There is a chat. There's a poll in the chat as well. I want to know your guys' thoughts about the Neco Williams deal. Is it a good move? Should Liverpool have got a bit more money? We'll talk all about it tonight as well. So if you want to let me know your guys' thoughts in the poll down below as well. If you're new around here viewing this for the first time, then please feel free to like that, to leave that like button. And as of course, please hit the subscribe button as well. And don't forget to enable notifications. But guys, let me know how all of you are in the chat. As anyway, saying John saying big up Connor, you cheating bastard. Hello, John. Hopefully on a fantastic day, my friend. I hope you're well, mate. I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. Hopefully you're having a great day as well. Brian is in as well. Hello, Brian. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Hi, Connor says Helen. Hello, Helen. Hi, John as well, and hi, Brian as well. And yeah, of course, is in as well. So Nottingham Forest, I've been absolutely had off for that money. Well, we will talk about it in a brief moment anyway. And as well, Helen saying I'm fine. Ta, and Brian said hi, Helen, as well. Let me just quickly turn up my light a minute because there's a thing at the bottom corner that's annoying me a minute. So yeah, I've turned my light up a minute. Apologies for that. Anyway, but we'll move on then, of course. And guys, like I did say, let me know your thoughts in the poll down below. I will be keeping an eye on it. Let me know, is it a great deal, or do you think Liverpool should have got a bit more money for Neco Williams? Anyway, just want to know your thoughts about the deal anyway. But we'll move on then, of course, to everything that you do know so far. Of course, last night's show, big thank you again to both Jack and Jamie as well for coming on. We did bring the news last night saying that Nottingham Forest poised to sign Liverpool defender Neco Williams for £16 million. The article did go on to say that Liverpool were trying to get the deal up to about £20 million as a package. Supposedly, the package said that it was supposed to be around £16 million, but Liverpool were asking and trying to get around £20 million. But then today, Neil Jones confirming that fee agreed between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool for Neco Williams, deal worth a total of £17 million, including add-ons. Personal terms between club and player still to be finalised. Now, for me, I think it's a very, very good deal. I think for both clubs, personally. I think more so Liverpool, getting, of course, getting, £17 million for Neco Williams is very, very good business by Julian Ward. Now, of course, Liverpool last year did get quoted £10 million for Neco Williams, but we did reject those bids last season, and we decided to keep him. Of course, let him go out on loan as well last season to Fulham, and I think that helped him a little bit because, of course, he needs first team football. He's, Neco Williams is a very, very decent footballer, and I think all of us said, Premier League move should be a bare minimum for him, because of course, I think Liverpool at right back position is, stacked at the minute, isn't it? We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, we've got Joe Gomez, Calvin Ramsey now coming into the door. So, there's not much game time there, especially, with Trent being amazing as he is. But, at any time and period, you'd look at it and go, well, any other time, a player of the caliber of Neco Williams would play for Liverpool and would start for Liverpool, I would say. But again, it's just the circumstances of it, isn't it? He's made, he's come into football at a time where you've got, this Scouse kid that's, brilliant at the age of like, 16, 17, coming to the team. And of course, keeping his spot, now 23, is one of the best players in the world, in Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, but for me, the Fulham 6 months, I think, really helped Neco Williams to, get his football back, because of course, he's always on the bench for Liverpool, not getting that game time. And to be fair, for Fulham, he was phenomenal, wasn't he? I think Nottingham Forest, of course, the race was always between Nottingham Forest and Fulham. Of course, Fulham have backed out more recently, because of course they're trying to get Mbabu from Wolfsburg, is it? But yeah, they're supposedly trying to get him for a lot cheaper than what Neco Williams would be. I think the Mbabu move, I think, is about 10 million euros at the minute. And of course, Liverpool and Nottingham Forest have agreed 17 million pounds, which for me, I think it's good for both teams. I think it's more so good for Liverpool more than Forest, but Forest are getting a very, very good quality player for that price as well. Because when you look at it, for a player of the caliber of Neco Williams as well, there isn't much out there, I would say, for the price. So I think, for me personally, I think it's a very, very good deal for both teams. But let me know your guys' thoughts as well, because I think, again, I put it in the poll. Is it a great deal or no? People want a bit of money. I seen on Twitter people were saying, "Oh, we could have at least got 20 for him because he's such a good player." And I kind of agree, but I think 17 million in today's market, I think, is a very, very fair price anyway, of course. But at the moment, it's as you can see, Neil Jones again tweeting, saying, of course, fee agreed between Liverpool, deal worth up to 17 million, including add-ons. So we could be about 15 million, and then of course 2 million taken up in add-ons. Anyway, we don't know the details on it yet, but of course we'll know in the next couple of days. Anyway, and all that good stuff as well. But let me quickly get your comments up as well. Saying, I'm good. Connor says Helen also watching the Irish ladies game. Yes, of course, the ladies Euro started last night, was it? I think England won 1-0. If I think I've got that right. You look a lot better, and voice is coming back. Yeah, yeah, of course. I know it is getting a lot better now. Negative and all that good stuff. Just now, the long COVID is a thing. So sadly, it's a thing. But we're working on it, and feeling pretty good, to be fair. So thank you for that as well. Dave must be tearing his hair out. Says, how are they doing that bad? Let me know your thoughts, guys. Anyway, yeah, of course, thinks it's fair deal for both parties. International player, yeah, exactly, and it's a World Cup year as well, isn't it? I think, of course, he'll want to be on that plane to Qatar. I think he'd get there anyway, even if he was on Liverpool's bench for the year. But I do think Neco Williams, now playing first team football, hopefully for Forest. And again, Forest are doing, very good business at the minute, I would say, to try and stay up. I'd say, if you were to say to me which out of the promoted teams would I think stay up right now, I would say Forest out of them all. I think Fulham have been a bit slow for business so far. But of course, if they can carry any type of form from the Championship up, goal scoring wise, and more looking towards Mitrovic. But if they continue that form, then I think they have a very good chance of staying up. But I think at the minute, I would say Forest are most likely, especially with their fans as well. I would say personally, anyway. But Gary says, evening Connor, it's a good deal for Nico. James saying, I'm over the moon as well. Anthony, Neco Williams' agenda starts as of today. Oh, for God's sake, Anthony. Hello as well, and hopefully on a fantastic day. But no, I know you'll hate Neco Williams now, but I think it's a very good deal as well. Anthony, like, what is it now, day 13, and you still haven't made a sign-in? What's going on? Let me know in the chat. Anyway, 3-1 to Norway as well, says Helen. Jesus Christ, 3-1. Jesus. Come on, Northern Ireland as well, says John. Evening Reds and others. Hello, Jeannie. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Ticket is a great signing. I'm not going to pronounce his name. Don't want to butcher it, but no, he is a great signing. Again, I just think Forest, they've made really, really good business, and I'm interested to see how Awani starts the season. Whether or not he'll, kickstart the season, and of course, being a former Liverpool player as well. I am interested. 4-1 now, says Brian as well. Jesus Christ. Make that 4-1 as well, says Helen as well. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat as well. Just overall, I think I think people will say it's a good deal either way. I think both, for me personally, like I did say, I think it's good for both clubs. I'd say more so Liverpool getting £17 million for Neco Williams. I think now that takes up to 43 million for the outings this season, which again, Julian Ward's done a phenomenal job with both, of course, with both. Both transfers out, and of course, all the transfers in so far, and of course, Mohamed Salah getting his new deal done as well, which again is still very, very amazing when you think about it. Anyway, but we'll move on then to, of course, Joe Gomez. Now, we do have a couple of stories before, of course, the confirmation, but this morning, the most reliable person from Liverpool, of course, Paul Joyce, is saying that Joe Gomez has had further talks with Liverpool since returning for pre-season, wants to stay and ready to extend. And then Neil Jones tweeting out about an hour or two after that tweet from Paul Joyce saying Joe Gomez expected to sign a new deal at Liverpool, with Diogo Jota and Naby Keita also being targeted for extensions this summer. Big news. Of course, Diogo Jota and Naby Keita looks to be the next in line. Now, I think Naby is not so much a surprise, but I do think Diogo Jota is a surprise, but to get his name for a contract extension, with only signing 2 years ago now, or 2 seasons ago, which is amazing anyway, of course, but we'll talk about that in a brief moment. And then the official confirmation, as you can see, but there, we're delighted to announce that Joe Gomez has signed a new long-term contract with the Reds as well. There from Liverpool, of course, it does take him up now to 2027 that he will be at the club. Now, of course, there was interest from certain clubs. I think Aston Villa and Newcastle were the 2 Premier League clubs keeping an eye on Joe Gomez's situation. But like Joe Gomez went on to say on his interview with Liverpool.com, saying that he doesn't want to move. He thinks Liverpool's the best club in the world, thinks that Jurgen Klopp's the best manager in the world, and there's nowhere else like it. And he also went and spoke about the parade and how much that was not so much an influence, but how much that opened up his eyes again and going, what amazing fan base this is, and so on. And for me, I think it's brilliant, the fact that, again, another contract laid down. I think, again, the future is bright for Liverpool. For me, him and Kanate is the future of Liverpool's defence. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk will obviously be around for a few more years, thankfully. But again, I think, the 5-rule substitution, that's a key factor as well. Can play centre-half phenomenally, can play right-back when called upon as well. Even left-back at times he has played for Liverpool. And yeah, I think Joe Gomez, it's brilliant to have him tied down now for the next few years as well. Because one thing I always think is always forgotten about with Joe Gomez, that's that 1920 season when we went on to won the league, or was it the 18-19 season? I think it was 18-19, the year before, where Liverpool conceded 4 goals in, I think, at like 21 games or something like that, which were absolutely unbelievable records for Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk as well. And I think, look, again, English international, you'll want to go to the World Cup. I think he should go to the World Cup. For me, and again, it only takes 1 or 2 injuries at Liverpool. Look, of course, don't want anyone to get injured whatsoever. I want, an injury-free centre-off period like we did last year. We didn't have that many problems at centre-off. But again, I don't want that being a problem. But if there is, Joe Gomez has the opportunity to be in the conversation. And it was always the case with that, wasn't it? The last, 2-3 years, Mata would get injured, then Gomez would come in. Lovren would get injured, Gomez would come in and do phenomenal 3 times. And I think as well, Joe Gomez is a brilliant centre half. Pace, power, defensive awareness is pretty good as well. Him alongside Virgil, like we mentioned, I think their record together is unbelievable. But yeah, I think the future of Gomez and Canate, I think that is Liverpool's centre-back pairing for the long road. But of course, I could say this now, in about 3 years' time, there could be a centre-half. I think De Ligt is on the market now as well. I think both Chelsea and Bayern are trying to fight over him, which for me, again, it's mad the fact that he's available. But again, I think it's around 100 million euros for De Ligt at the minute, as a total package anyway, in terms of price and add-ons as well. So for me, I think he's the second. Let me know, guys, if this is wrong, but I think he's second in longest serving player, I think, behind Jordan Henderson. I think it's him. I think it's Joe Gomez and then Bobby. I think I could be wrong on that. I think it's Hendo, Joe Gomez, and then Bobby. I think for a long time serving as well. So I think I like Joe Gomez, and again, it's brilliant to see that he signed a long-term contract, because I think obviously Steven Gerrard at Villa, I think that might have had maybe turned his head a little bit, going, okay, we might have first-team football here, and so on. But again, like I did say, it only takes the one or two opportunities, and Joe Gomez is there for the long road again. But let me know your thoughts, guys, as well about Liverpool. For me, I think centre halves. I think we have the strong. I think Aston City obviously have the strongest, partnerships. But that depends on City, of course. They're getting rid of Nathan Ake by the looks of things. But again, it's interesting, isn't it? I think Liverpool do have the better or the best, four, I would say, centre halves, obviously Virgil, Canate, Matip, and Gomez. Of course, big old Nat Phillips as well, if he stays as well. Don't forget about Nat Phillips, still absolute legend. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys, anyway, on Joe Gomez getting a new deal signed anyway. And I'll read out all of your comments as well. Tonight won't be a long one. It might be about a half an hour show tonight anyway. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. And of course, if you guys already have seen, we're going to be talking about Roberto Firmino, or Bobby Firmino, I should say. We're going to be talking whether or not he should be getting a new deal. We'll talk about in a minute as well about Diogo Jota getting a new deal as well, and Naby Keita as well. I think you should have charged an extra 10 million to them, says Anthony. I bet you loved that, wouldn't you, Ant? Lol, says Helen, doing it for the nicest way possible, John. Lol, Neco will do well in Nottingham, absolutely. Gomez has already signed a new deal till 2027. Colin, yeah, no, we know he's just signed a new deal. Helen, as well, good deal. Hopefully we can get similar deals for Phillips, buzzing for Gomez, though. I think Nat Phillips is done. Genie, I think last season, Nat Phillips signed a new 4-year deal, I think it was. We still has 3 years left on his deal at the minute. Anyway, Total Football's in and saying, yeah, you Reds as well, hello. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Northern Ireland, we can still do this, says John. Well, let me know. I think it's 4-1, isn't it, at the minute? So yeah, not good at the minute for Northern Ireland at the moment. With 5-sub rules, Gomez will see a lot of game time, absolutely, as well. And again, it only takes one injury for Liverpool, for Jurgen Klopp to think, right, well, Joe Gomez is starting at centre half for the foreseeable future. So again, for me, I think it's brilliant, isn't it? And look, I think that realistically as well, it only takes that 1 or 2 moments for Joe Gomez, because he is a very, very solid centre half, I would say anyway. Let's hope Gomez gets a total goal, gets a goal in the next 5 years. Yeah, still the only outfield player, I think, not to get, or the only main 11 player not to get a goal. Even Alisson scored a goal, for God's sake. Joe Gomez. Big up as well. Hello, Luca. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Helen, hi Helen, says Genie. Straight back down. No, I think Forrest was there, Pant. You'll love that, to be fair. But yeah, no. For me, I think they stay up. You're good. I'm very good. Thank you, Luca, as well. Zane is in as well, saying Jota contract is deserved. He scored 45 odd goals in 54 starts, which is awesome. Naby is questionable, but I guess it's a stepping stone for a new midfield future. Well, we'll talk then about, of course, and thank you for the comment, my friend, about what Neil Jones had to say about it. Of course, of course, speaking about Joe Gomez, and also saying with Diogo Jota and Naby Keita also getting targeted for extensions this summer. Now, for me, I think Naby's not a strange one, I don't think, with it. I think that obviously him and Joe Gomez have been rumoured for the last week or so to be getting new deals straight up. But Diogo Jota as well is a name that hasn't been mentioned. I did see an article earlier, I think, speaking about Liverpool trying to improve his wages at the club and so on. But for me, I think it's deserved. Look at it last year, getting over 20 goals a season. This season as well, I think obviously I'd like Darwin Núñez to start the season straight away, but I think we're going to see a lot of Bobby Firmino and Diogo Jota to start the season personally, to allow Núñez to get involved in and take his time in English football, not like like we've seen from Luis Diaz, for example, and Virgil van Dijk, for just for an example. I think we're going to see more of a Fabinho type, more of a Andy Robertson type situation with Núñez personally. I could be completely wrong. It could be straight away. Núñez comes in, Klopp thinks he's ready, starts the season amazing, scores lots of goals. I hope that is the case. But I think we will see a lot more of Diogo Jota and Bobby Firmino. And for me, I'm happy with that. Diogo Jota, I think last year people again they have such short-term memories of how well Diogo Jota did last season. Plus 20 goals in all competitions. I think, what was it, 15 or 16 goals in the league? I think it was 15 goals, wasn't it, in the league last year? But again, just a very, very good footballer. And in the big moments as well, last year, getting the goals against Manchester City, the first goal, the goal against Burnley as well at the start of the season, the Everton goals, there's so much important memories of Diogo Jota already at the start of his Liverpool career. And every single, big occasion that there has been, Diogo Jota has actually been phenomenal for Liverpool. And again, people just, they go by passes and it's like, oh, he didn't pass the ball, he's not good on the ball and so on. Gets goals, gets assists, does very well on the ball, when it's called upon. And I think, look, for me, I think, Diogo Jota is phenomenal. I think he deserves, a step up. And I think as well, it'll be interesting, won't it? Whether or not, who starts first out of them two, for Jota or Bobby. For me, I would say Jota. Personally, the start of the season against Forest, against Norwich, Jesus Christ, against Fulham. Sorry, I've got all the bloody championship names in my head. But for me, I think, look, it's better to get him down to a big contract than, it won't be a huge contract, like, but it'll be like, I think he's currently on about 90k a week, so it may be like 130, 140 potentially. But we'll have a look anyway. And guys, let me know your thoughts as well about Diogo Jota and Naby Keita being the next in line for it as well. And of course, we'll speak about probably all of this tomorrow as well, during the Bobby Firmino video as well. As I said, we're selling Neco more than double his value, which again, phenomenal, isn't it? Again, the likes of Julian Ward doing a phenomenal job at the moment. Phillips will go out on loan, I think. Yeah, I think Bournemouth is the most likeliest place for him at the minute. But again, who knows? Who bloody knows? If Bobby doesn't get a new deal, it's a joke. We all love him. He loves us, and he still has loads to offer. Yeah, John, we'll talk about that more tomorrow. But yeah, for me, I think Bobby Firmino deserves a new deal as well. Jordan says, yo, as well. Hello, Jordan. Hopefully having a fantastic day. Will the UK get back to normal? What, from Boris? 100%. We won't talk about politics because there's no point in football. But again, Tories, F the Tories. That simple as. I forgot how much Leicester and Forest fans hate each other. Oh, they absolutely despise each other. Yeah, it's very funny, isn't it? If he left, he would need replacing, and that's 30 or 40 million these days. He's better than most in the league. No brainer for Brian. I don't know who that's about. I think it's Jota. Is it Jota or Naby we're talking about today? Anyway, Joe Gomez, why keep him? Because he's a phenomenal footballer. And sorry, Luca, better than any other Arsenal centre-half, without a shadow of a doubt. And he's Liverpool's, third choice at the minute, fourth choice? Third-fourth choice. To be fair, it's Virgil van Dijk and whoever plays with it at the minute. But yeah, I'd say, for me, I would say Joe Gomez walks into Arsenal's defence without a shadow of a doubt. That might be a clip worth saying, but yeah, for me, straight up walks in that defense, no problem. What's Anthony saying? Wait till we play them. Oh, Jesus Christ! He's twice the player Ben White is. Absolutely, Bry. Absolutely. F the Tories, just cause. It's not just cause, is it, Jeannie? It's fact. F the Tories. Right, Brian says Helen as well. Zane says better to secure your future than scramble for it. Absolutely, I do agree with you on that as well. You good? Says Jordan. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, mate. Yeah, if you're talking about COVID, then yeah, all gone, and thank God it's gone as well. And the rest is rest white is shite as well. Please, can you say Sue? No. I said it like I'm not saying it like you normally was. He'll start versus Fulham because you want to ease Darwin in. Yeah, I would agree. I think Darwin. I think it's interesting, isn't it? We're going to hopefully see him tomorrow, along with Virgil and Trent and so on. But I think I'd like him to just walk into the team and be able to play straight off the bat. But again, I think that with Darwin, I just think it will take time. No matter what, I do think it will take time at the moment. And I think I said I think I commented on Redmond's post about how many goals I think he'll get this season. And let me know, guys, your thoughts as well. I said Darwin Núñez would get 31 goals in all competitions. Maybe I went a bit too high, but I think he will get 31 goals, or definitely plus 30. All competitions, not Premier League, all competitions. Gomez is better than any defender played for Arsenal in the last 15 years. At least, man said Ben Shite. Yeah, but Ben White isn't. Ben White is crap. Naby on 120k at the moment. Diogo Jota on 90k at the moment. Again, for me, I think it's for me. Naby's won't be a huge increase, and Diogo Jota at least deserves to be over 100. 120 at least. I think Naby will be 150, something like that. But yeah, I think for me, I was talking about Gomez, brilliant, bright. But for me, I think both deserve contract. I think Naby, obviously, everyone knows I like Naby Keita. But again, for a player, as people have said it in the chat below, I think that it would cost a lot more money to replace Naby Keita than to give him a new deal. Because I think Naby's a very good footballer. It's just people, again, when he has a bad game, they like to complain, and when he has a good game, they're like, it's Naby. And I think there are certain elements of the fan base that I think are spoilt. Again, I will say it perfectly. I think we are spoilt as Liverpool fans. We've been fortunate over the last couple of years. You look at certain individual and they're like, oh, we need a midfielder. I would agree, Liverpool need a midfielder. We need Jude Bellingham. But if you say to me now, oh, we get to sign Naby to a new deal now, keep the same midfield, and we might sign one or two midfielders next year, I'd say great. Of course, if the midfielders don't happen next year, then we'll complain and get off anyway. But let me know your thoughts anyway in the comments. Leicester fans talking about going straight down. Yeah, that's let me quickly take that off, and let me quickly block you. There we go. No need for that, my friends. Absolutely get out here. Jota, definitely. Naby is a bit more 50-50 for me. That might be more about protecting value. Yeah, I would agree as well. Sorry for bringing up that comment as well. Didn't see the ending bit of it as well. Diaz on Jota, though, haven't had much time up front together, which worries me slightly. Again, you'll have pre-season for that. Personally, I think you'll see that, to be fair. And again, I think it just goes to show that even though they haven't played much together, I think you'll see this year. I think Luis Diaz is going to destroy the league, personally, this year. Anyway, showing the class of Forest fans there, proper red. Yeah, sorry for showing the thing. Núñez will score 35 goals, says Gary as well. Has come back comment, absolutely. I have seen Ronaldo and it's the young, isn't it? And Ronaldo both go into Chelsea as well as saying yes, Gary, and Salah closer to 40 says Helen as well. But yeah, for me, I think, look, Nunes, I think, will be brilliant for Liverpool this year. And then again, you've already got the class of Diaz, Salah, Jota, Bobby. Liverpool have plenty of people to rely on. Anyway, but before we do head off then for tonight, let's have a look then back at the headlines for tonight. Anyway, saying Nottingham, going back onto Neco Williams. Of course, Nottingham Forest poised to sign Liverpool defender Neco Williams. That was last night for 16 million. And then if we quickly look at today's news, then Neil Jones saying that fee agreed between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool for Neco Williams, deal worth a total of 17 million, including add-ons. Personal terms between club and player still to be finalised, which again I think is a good move for both clubs. And then of course we had the news about Joe Gomez, as well as Paul Joyce about 12 o'clock today said that further talks with Liverpool since returning to pre-season, wants to stay and ready to extend contract. And then we had Neil Jones confirming it, saying Joe Gomez expected to sign a new deal at Liverpool, with Diogo Jota and Naby Keita also being targeted for extensions this summer. And then, of course, Liverpool announcing the news themselves, saying we're delighted to announce that Joe Gomez has signed a new long-term contract with the Reds as well. The deal is up to 2027 anyway. And yeah, for me, guys, I think it's a great deal. And let me know your thoughts anyway down below. And let me take a quick look then at the poll. And to be fair, I think 87% of you have said, I think it's in the chat right now, saying that, yes, it was a great deal. 86% of you saying it was a good deal, and 13% saying no, could have got a bit more money, which, again, for me, I think it's a very good deal for both. For both Liverpool and, of course, Nottingham Forest. But again, it's a very good pricing, and I hope as well Neco Williams has a fantastic, a fantastic career at Forest as well. Looks like Bayern have Delit over the line. Is it true? Is there any breaking news on that? Again, Bayern are a weird one, because for me, Bayern always seem like they don't have any money, but they have money, and it's weird. It's very, very weird. And again, I think it's amazing, isn't it? But yeah, let me know your thoughts anyway. Andrew saying to let off to Bayern. Also, Gomez contract is fantastic. Klopp highly rates him, and Jota, me will be back at his best this season. Also, have you played Crash Bandicoot 4? No. Yeah, I have played Crash Bandicoot 4, but not lately. Anyway, always a few who go too far. Yeah, again, apologise for it. How are you in the stadium, and why is it full? It's always full, you idiot. Again, I'd say if you get me tickets to Community Shield, it'd be very much appreciated. Of course, hopefully this year I'll actually get to the Leicester game this year, so I can batter you in person. Please don't ban me for that, YouTube. I mean, in a friendly way, of course. Not really. To fair, Anthony wound up battering me, to be fair. That was just because a comment by the Forest fan. Yeah, no, it was horrible. And again, straight away ban. Again, there's no need for it. Again, people take it too far, and it's ridiculous and disgusting. So again, apologies for bringing up the comment on stream. Anyway, and Stefan channel, you're the least funny person on YouTube. To be fair, it's Anthony. Yeah, again, it's Anthony. Just ignore him. He's like, we have Doug with the dad jokes. Anthony's the dad that nobody gets. That's the best way to think, Anthony. I love you, really, Anthony. Don't hate me later on anyway. But guys, we are going to leave it there for tonight's show. Anyway, big thank you to each and every single one of you that have tuned in to tonight's show. Anyway, of course, tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we'll be talking about Bobby Firmino and should he be getting a new deal at Liverpool. And of course, we might have one or two people on as well to speak about this. And of course, well, if there's any news about Diogo Jota, and of course, Naby Keita, we'll of course bring it first on the channel and all that good stuff anyway. But if you guys have missed it, of course, the news about Neco Williams, the fee is agreed between both Liverpool and Forest, and of course Joe Gomez signing a new deal at Liverpool until 2027 anyway. But big thank you to each and every single one of you. If you haven't yet shared out the stream, it'd be very much appreciated if you could do that. Also as well, if you're new around here and viewing this for the first time, if you could please like, share and subscribe. It's very much appreciated as always, and big thank you to all the support on the channel of late as well. I think we went up. I think we've gone up like 12, 13 subscribers in the last week. So big thank you to each and every single one of you for subscribing. And if you're new around here still viewing us for the first time, then please hit the subscribe button for more Liverpool content, because we'll be bringing it all season long, and hopefully we'll see you all season as well. But until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you all tomorrow for the Bobby Firmino video. But yeah, see you all then. Ta-ra.